Thirsty Thursday. You already know we're right here. Wait decided to hop on Chop It Up with individuals. See what's the talk of the town. Going down the word of the curve, you heard me. Let me just set this up real quick. Wanted to chop it up with the folks in this. I did drop a new video on this channel if you guys are curious, to scope that out of my opinion on the propaganda that Gangland had pushed and polluted people's opinions. And don't forget that the G series is back on this channel now. If you guys want to scope those, right, they're in their own folder. And we have actually covered several areas already. So for those who are curious, we do have that going on. Which, to my surprise, this past one that I did, it seems to be getting traction, and it's just it's a trip, right? Like some people, I guess, are curious about some cities more than others. Right? I guess people were really curious about the Montebello area, which is strange because I wouldn't really think that city would actually have that many, people curious about it. Compared to, like, let's say, other areas. So it's actually a trip, seeing, where people are curious about, like which areas. Exactly. And it always ends up being the areas that I least expect to, which is a trip. I'm like, what the hell? I would have figured that people would be more curious about, like, like the more well-known branch, areas with more population. But apparently people were curious about Montebello. What's cracking like, no sé? Oh, Mr. Pasa is definitely up in the casa for the raza. ¿Qué onda, carnal? ¿Qué dice la buena vida, locochón? ¿Al tiro? ¿100%? Ya sabes, aquí nomás rifando, hijo. No queda otra. Nah, but it's cold today, though. You had some carne asada. That's right, my boy. Getting it in. I had Del Taco. Not exactly authentic Mexican food, but it did the trick. It hit the spot. Yeah, fuck yeah, it is cold, bro. I was like, damn. Shit was raining earlier today, too. Man, that shit was cold as fuck, though. We've been stuck in this fucking, like, this storm and shit. Pinche cyclone or typhoon or whatever the fuck. Nah, that shit was, like, pretty, like, it was raining pretty hard. And winds, too. I was like, damn, bro. We don't get that hurricane, but I'm assuming that it would be something similar to that. At least you work. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, work never ends. There's never no pause. Oh, there's no work because of the weather, huh? That's right. That's true. I forgot about that. Damn, for a week? Now, exactly how does that work? Or are they like union? Is it like how exactly does that work? So, like, for the fruit pickers, is it all union or is it just some? Like, it depends, like who you work for, or do they pay cash by the day under the table? No, we didn't want to pay dues. So, like, when there's no work, it's like, you're pretty much screwed. That's crazy. Here in California, we don't got to worry about tornadoes. The mountains protected. Well, I would normally say that is true, but there's actually been sightings of tornadoes, small ones, like burly tornadoes, right, that have actually happened, right, which is not supposed to happen, but, global warming is a myth. Climate change ain't real. Nah. According to the non-educated folks who apparently know a lot about fucking the weather. We only gotta worry about earthquakes. This is very true. That is very true. But the ironic part about that is that even though we have to worry about earthquakes, it seems that other places around the world tend to have more earthquakes like than us. Than like let's say like for example like Japan or like fucking Turkey and shit like that. Right? Because we get it once in a full blue moon. I mean, don't get me wrong, we get earthquakes like every day, but we can't feel them because they're so small. But meaning like as in like big ones, like where it's like noticeable, like 6 point something or 7 point or anything around there. I think the biggest one we ever had was like the San Francisco one and the Northridge one were probably the two biggest ones. Oh no, that I think one occurred in Long Beach like a long time ago. That was a big one too. I'm not too sure on that. What type of apples and oranges do you eat? I fuck with the green apples because they're sweet, and the oranges, Nevada. I don't know. I'll eat any orange. I don't give a fuck. I like orange with some tajin. My boy. Fuego. Almost as good as lemon with cucumber and tajin. Oh, my boy. Papa. It's a real snack. People don't care about farmer workers. We are the lowest. What the fuck? Why? Why do you think that? It's because of farmers, that people have food, to put on the table. I don't think people actually view farmers as the lowest of the low. I think people think that people view farmers as the lowest of the low. That's what I think. Because I don't really think that people actually think that and say that. I think that people just think that people say that and think that. I think it's one of those effects. Because I have never heard not one single person ever insult a farmer. Ever in my life. So, I don't know. Beats me. Hey, but then again, out of sight, out of mind. I mean, out of mind, out of sight. Do you think California can have any other natural disaster other places deal with? If climate change keeps going at the rate that it's going, then pretty soon we should be seeing some type of shit like that then. And when that happens, it's going to be very, we're going to be fucked. Because it will eventually happen because the world keeps changing around us. Like, as time goes by, things start to change. Example, I mean, they found whale bones and like certain sea animals in fucking Saudi Arabia in the middle of the desert. So meaning that shit used to be an ocean before it's now all sand. Right? So that's a trip. So the world does change around us. Then people just adapt. That's just life. San Andreas Fault. Yeah, I mean, but that's not the only one though. There's like other things that could potentially like let's say if like the Yosemite volcano was to erupt, then we would all be fucked. But there's a lot of things that could fuck us over. Life's a risk, carnal. That's why you gotta live it like it's your last day. The Northridge one I heard about, but I never been. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that shit was pretty big. Everything was falling off the cabinets and shit. My grandma was mad that all her platos that we were never able to use, that for some odd reason we just had them just for show, they fell and broke. Somehow she got mad at us, like if we had something to do with it. Like, what the fuck? Shit's funny. You know how Mexican parents are. Once something gets them mad, they try to like lash out on everything. They feel like that they have that right. Hey, fool, sock check, homie. Damn, carnal, you caught me slipping. I ain't even wearing socks, homie. My mom doesn't like green apples. She only likes the Fiji apples. The Fiji ones, are those the ones that taste kind of like mushy inside? Oh no, those are the red ones. Now Fiji ones are good too. Or Gala or Grandma. Like who fucking named these apples? I just like the green ones because they're sweet, like really sweet. That fool said we are always dirty. Look, check this out. There's a difference from being dirty because you're just dirty. You don't take care of your hygiene. That's being dirty. Compared to somebody's dirty because they're working. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't make fun of somebody for being dirty because they're working. Like, actually working. You know? That's different from being dirty when you're not doing shit, but you're dirty. Like, how the fuck is that? You know what I mean? There's a difference. Like, how's it that you're dirty, but you don't even work, bro? Fuck. Like, well, that fool's dirty over there, too. Yeah, but see, it's different with him. He's actually fucking working. So I get why he's dirty. And plus, people are acting like if they don't, like, if once the work's over, that they don't go home and shower. Like, the fuck? I don't know. I just think that when people focus on stuff like that they're just like petty people, though. Like, they're immature. You know, I think that's like childish behavior. Like, maybe that's stuff that we would focus and home in on if we were like fucking in middle school and shit like that, right? But as an adult, really, it's like, bro, what are you doing with yourself, bro? Why don't you try Indian food? Put a chicken in. You want to know why though? It's because the lack of like Indian restaurants around this bitch, bro. Like, there's none. You know what I mean? Like, around here, all there is just nothing but pure Mexican restaurants and just stuff, you know, normal American, you know, fast food chains like Wendy's and Carl's and shit like that. But like, let's say like different types of food, like from different parts of the world, like you don't see fucking like any restaurants that like serve fucking like Pakistani food or fucking Jamaican or, you know, none of that shit. You know what I mean? It's pure Mexican. And maybe there's some that do exist around this bitch, right? But they're just too fancy that I don't know about them because I'm from the ghetto. The most fanciest restaurant I could think of is like fucking the Cheesecake Factory. Or like Olive Garden. That's about it. We straight up the gutter, my boy. Is there more ocean than land? Oh yeah. Not even close. Shit. The majority of the planet is a fucking ocean. Indian food is spicy. Yeah. So I heard that they got some pretty top-notch spicy shit. Fuck it, Holmes. La primera leaves. Bro, if we were to be putting in work and the homie just said that, I would be like, bro, what's wrong with you? You know, that's the last time we're bringing you to put in work. Like, first of all, why would you yell that? Bring in attention now. Huh? We're supposed to catch him sleeping. We're supposed to, you know, come in and move quietly. Yeah, you're fucking it up. Not only that, if you were going to say something, you're supposed to say a different gang. That way you throw the cops off your, you know what I mean? You don't want to lure the cops towards you. So you're going to say a different neighborhood. That way you throw them off and send them somewhere else. Right? And the people will be like, well, how are people going to know that you guys are the ones that put in work? They don't need to know. We're the only ones that need to know. Fuck everybody else. They can think we didn't put in work. No work. That's fine. That's cool. We're not here to please them people. It's not what we do. It's not why we do what we do. Nah, bro, but then they're going to think that we didn't get the payback. And fuck it, let them think what they want, bro. Did we or did we not get the payback? All right, then. What the fuck is the problem here? Why are you trying to satisfy these folks for? Like, who are these people? Like, I hate when people think that there's an audience to this life, right? Like if you have to please, like, the masses, like, what the fuck? This is not a TV show, my guy. Fuck them people's opinions. They're gonna think whatever they want, regardless of the matter. Then fools start getting arrested, and then people wonder, like, hey, how the fuck did they know it was us? I don't know. Maybe the fact that you fucking yelled it out the window, let everybody know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Nah, I don't think that's what it was, bro. I think somebody's snitching. See, wait. You think it was what you said on Instagram Live? Nah, I don't think that was either, bro. I don't think that's what it was either, bro. I think it's that one blind fool that lives in the corner. The fuck? The one that's deaf too? Nah. Fools be baffled of how they got caught up. I'm like, hey man, how the fuck did hey, somebody had to be snitching though. Yeah, you were posting and fucking saying everything, goofball. If you got fired, where would you work? Wherever I would get hired. Wherever somebody took me, I will apply everywhere I go until somebody hires me, and then keep looking. Trust me, I'm not picky. Like if I don't work and I need work, bro, I don't give a fuck where the work comes from, bro. I'll work anywhere, except like on Fig, we wouldn't do that, or Chippendales, but you get what I mean. Features from the location in Japan where the green ones are. There you go, Granny Smith. Named after, I'm assuming, the person's grandma? I could easily live off of Mexican food. Yeah, Mexican food is here. It is top tier. I'm not gonna lie. In my personal opinion, that's just my opinion. But I think it's top tier. Tamales, flautas, enchiladas, pozole, pinches mulitas, gorditas, huaraches, chilaquiles, chiles rellenos. No, hijo. Calidad, papá, calidad. Oh, yeah, semitas too. Yeah, I know. There's one right here by my job, lunch truck. Woo, my boy, those shits are fuego, bro. For like $6, you get this monstrosity of a semita, bro. Huge, right? And the guy that works there, the one that makes the food or whatever, you can see he likes it too, because that motherfucker has a big ass belly, bro. He looks like he's like 34 months pregnant. No lie. I'm like, hey, bro, you gotta cut the semita off, bro. It's like he makes one for the customer and one for him. I like Japanese curry better than Indian curry. I tried neither, so I wouldn't know. Indian food has a lot of, but unfortunately, Americans who try Indian food only focus on butter, chicken, and well, yeah, tourists, right, or the people that are not actually Indian, right? They're gonna focus on the mainstream food, right? Like the shit that everybody knows, like the typical one. Like, oh yeah, I'm pretty. Like if you did try, one of our food, of course it had to be that. Kind of like when people be like, oh, I love Mexican food. Your tacos. It's always tacos. It's never like fucking like pozole or lentejas or some shit like that. It's always tacos. Oh, your guys' burritos are the best. And instead of like un pinche caldo de albóndigas or some shit, like it's always the same old, huh? Kind of like when El Salvador, like, oh yeah, pupusas. People always say pupusas, huh? Instead of like empanadas and fucking whatever other shit that they have. Can't really think of Salvador. Plátano con crema. Oh no, that's fucking Honduran, no? Like it's a trip. Like I remember one time the homies family had offered me a quesadilla. You know, I'm thinking a quesadilla, you know, fucking tortilla con queso, you know, quesadilla. They give me some bread, and I'm like, what the fuck is it? Like, I said a quesadilla. Like, well, that is a quesadilla, but in El Salvador. Like, what? This is a bread, though. Like, oh, I guess. I mean, it was good, right? But I was I was expecting something completely different. Like, oh, they say if you want a sorbete, a what? A sorbete, un sorbete de maracuyo. I'm just like, I don't know what that is. Like, well, how do you Mexican say nieve? Oh, nieve! Why did you say nieve? It's because we call it sorbete. Oh, ketchup, I guess. Tomato. Say, fuck it, Holmes. LAPD live. Yeah, but people are not going to believe that, though. I mean, well, nowadays they probably would. I mean, they think, you know, Glenell Maxwell, or that it's a clone. So I guess people will believe anything now. Like a clone? See, like Epstein might still be alive. See, at least that one's plausible. You know, I'm not into conspiracy theories, but at least that one might be plausible, you know, with all the shit that's going on right now. At least that one might be plausible. But this one, you know, she got replaced with a clone. It's like, see, that's why I can't take some of these people serious. I'm just like, see, I want to, like, you know, not, like, grill you on it, bro, but you just make it so difficult, though, because it's like, why the fuck would it be a clone, bro? Why would they replace it with a clone, bro? Like, I get the fucking, you know, the chance that he might still be alive, right? Even though I don't believe it, but it could be plausible. But a clone, bro? It's like almost like they try to say the most outlandish things ever. Is one of the best Indian dishes. Shit, just by the name of it, I could sound like it's the real deal Holyfield. People want the gangland to be real. No, I don't think that's what it is. What I think what it is that people that are just like observing, I really do honestly think and believe that they actually feel like the gangs are like talking to them or doing stuff to like to show them something, right? Like, oh, I don't believe you guys put in work. Like if we have to prove them wrong, like, who the fuck are you? You can believe what you want. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I do feel like there's some people out there that really do believe that, you know, that like they're supposed to be convincing them of something. Like, my guy, we don't even know you exist. Stop. Just stop. Because you see it on the, you know, when I make the videos, you see get people commenting and saying stupid shit, you know. That fool's man, I live here, man, I don't see nothing, man, I don't. Yes, because you're out there with them too all the time, huh? Like, how are you always out there if you're always on here? Stop with the nonsense. Or when they be like, man, that gang ain't around no more. And it's like, what? Like, I literally was hanging around with them. I literally seen them with my own eyes, bro. How you gonna tell me? Like, fucking. Okay, I guess I dreamed everything. Like, look at this guy trying to convince me. So I get some people trying to tell me about my own neighborhood, like that I'm wrong about my neighborhood. Like, no, that's not what. Like, what? Like, bro, are you from the neighborhood? No, I am, bro. Like, how are you gonna tell me about my own fucking hood? Like, stop. Like, I don't know what fairy tales you always thought, you know, how it was, but that's not what it is. But I'm the one that's wrong, the one that's actually from it. You know, that's like somebody that fucking collects basketball cards, you know, trying to tell Michael Jordan how the basketball game is. Like, bro, how you gonna tell him he plays it, bro? What the fuck? I know you love it and you're a fan, you're a big fan, right? This motherfucker actually plays it. How you gonna try to tell him? People are a trip. Good evening. What's cracking like a drunken chef? I heard back in the days, Lancashire used to be like fake. Lancashire, sort of, you would see some activity like that, right? But mostly you would see it in the canyon. You had a lot of that activity like in the canyon, on Sepulveda Boulevard. Definitely on Sepulveda. Sepulveda was just as bad as fake. People will cruise down the canyon. You get cars and cars of people. You used to get all kinds of this madre. All kinds of rumbles. It was crazy. And there was nowhere to go because, there was like backed up of traffic of cars. So you had all kinds of crazy shit going down. I remember one time we were young and some shit had cracked and it was a big ass, whatever. And so the cops started arriving. We had to take off, on foot. One of the homies, he was on parole or probation. I don't remember. But we ended up getting into this Mercedes, but he didn't know how to drive stick, so, that plan backfired. We made it as far as we could. Like son of a bitch. No, I didn't know how to drive stick. Keep in mind, at the time, I was like 14. Mexican food is the best food ever. I don't give a fuck. If I'm... No, it is good. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried, other people's, foods and stuff, and they're good too. Other places come with good shit too, right? But yeah, I do feel like Mexican food is top tier, but maybe that's because we're accustomed to it. I don't know, right? But I mean, hey, taste buds don't lie. Oh yeah, what chiles? I get chiles, the mole, Plaza, the food truck, American. So I don't want to drive. My food is the best from. That's right. No, hey, Puebla just got the mole, bro. They got the mole. They got the best mole. No, well, that in Oaxaca, but I said that. Pues son vecinos, no? So it's kind of like, maybe that's why. I agree, the police patrol. Well, they're supposed to protect, but I feel like they think that their job is to govern, to rule. Police officers have this sense of they actually forgot what their title is. Like, you're supposed to protect and police these people, not rule over them, right? You work for them, they don't work for you. Right? There's some that feel like that you have to listen to whatever they say, and it's like, no, you don't. No, I don't. Like, if no crime has been committed here and no or nothing, I don't have to talk to you. I give you no identification. That's not how it works. Okay, you don't get to try to come and think that you can tell people what they could do. Like, but some people feel like some law enforcement feel like that's like that badge gives them that title, and it's like, it's not how it works, bro. Like, how do you guys get paid? With taxpayer money? No. Do I not pay my taxes? Hey, you work for me, motherfucker. If I call you, you come, and hey, and you have to stay professional. I'm the client. You know what I mean? Like, people gotta know their rights. It's not that you're trying to be an asshole to them, right? But it's just like, if you allow them to keep moving like that, bro, it's only gonna get worse, right? Where they think that they can start doing whatever the fuck they want. It's not how it works. That badge doesn't give you that authority. And people be like, damn, fool, the way the laws are is like they screw these cops over. No, it doesn't. They screw themselves over. They knew it. They know it. Just like any other job, you have protocols. There's steps on how you do your job. You know what I mean? And let's say you take a shortcut at your job, right? You're supposed to do stuff a certain way, but you decide to do it a different way, right? And then you end up getting hurt. You know what I mean? But they're gonna say, oh, well, why did you do it this way? Like you knew that there's, you're supposed to do it this way, but you decided to fucking take a shortcut and cheat. That's why you got fucked, right? So you brought it upon yourself. Same with them, bro. There's procedures, bro. They decided to do shit the illegal, and now you want to tell people they gotta follow the law, but you're breaking the law to get to enforce the law. Like what the fuck, bro? Like, how do you gotta lead by example, bro? Because right there, you're showing them that shit can't get done by the laws that are in place, because even you have to break the law in order to get shit done. So what example are you setting there? That sometimes you gotta break the law in order to, that, come on now. Like, oh, of course that's what a criminal would say. No, it's common sense. Molitas calabaza con todo. Oh yeah. Cilantro con limón. No, hombre. That's fuego. No, the flor de calabaza, that shit is fuego though. That's that fucking orange one, no? No, esa madre sí. Sí pega chingón. And you know what? By my job, there's a lot of Puebla, restaurants and shit like that. So you get a lot of spots of like semitas and stuff like that. But we're from Jalisco, so we fuck with the birria more. Because we specialize in that birria. Who's the best rapper from the Valley? From the Valley? Shit, MC Shadow, bro. Without a doubt, bro. Come on, why are we even asking this question? I'm just playing. Nah, from the Valley, but like, with all jokes to the side. Probably that guy. I don't know. It's hard. It's between maybe Sleepy Malo and the guy Little D from Ali Locos, because he really does have a lot of talent, in my personal opinion, when it comes to just rapping skills. The other guys from Southland, all the other guys from Southland, they were just so. Rob's the One is really good too. He's pretty skillful. Big Mike. Rest in peace to Big Sipes. I don't know, but probably Sleepy Malo, because he had more of a longer career, right? And he actually really is talented. But I don't know, there's some rappers too, but they're not really all that well known. Oh yeah, Young Uno is skillful too. He is skillful, but I feel like in pacing and being more focused in, I think Mr. D is the little youngster one. I think he's more locked in than Young Uno, but Young Uno definitely is skillful too, though. But I feel like maybe he doesn't take it that seriously, which I can understand from his perspective. All right, then, gentlemen. Hey, my break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we are out.